The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
As a small biz grower, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz grower, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan?
Everyone, this is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And Crystal, how is your day?
Oh, my day is pretty cool. My week has been super busy. I'm doing my QuickBooks class.
All right, how's that coming along?
Sadly enough, I only got 8 people in it.
Really?
So, yeah.
One of them dropped out? Because we had 9, right?
Yeah, I had 9. One of them 8. They're just not into it.
Yeah.
So years ago, this is the first year in 5 years that I've actually had a class. I stopped doing them a long time ago because it's a waste of my time if you're not going to show up. So a lot of them would prefer somebody else to do it for them, but they don't want to pay that somebody, so they choose not to do them.
You know, I don't know what we're going to do to get small businesses to mind their own money, to take care of their money. They keep wanting to have other people take care of their own money for them, and then that costs them dearly.
It does.
Because they don't get their taxes filed properly. Nope. They don't get their finances generated on time. Nope. So they don't even know how much money they have in the bank.
And even in this class, when I've been talking about that and showing them, you know, it's not just about accounting for the benefit of taxes. It's the accounting of understanding and managing your money as it come in. Yeah. Because, you know, everybody's business has some cyclicalness to it. Like my business, the first 3 months of the year, I am like hustling and I got like 19,000 things going on one time because whatever happened in the year before is done in December 28th. So I got to
hustle up new money.
Right. You got to, and even your clients, you still, in my business, which is something that I'm changing, is that you have to perform the work before you get paid.
Exactly.
So now I'm changing how I'm going to be doing business, why I'm going to be doing online classes and as well as speaking so that I get paid up front.
Oh, for sure.
So before I step out the door, I want to be paid.
Oh, yes.
Because, you know, the hassle, already you're hustling. So the hassle of not getting paid and begging for your money, that pisses me to hell and back.
For sure. And especially when most of the payment plan are net 30, that means you do the work, you got to wait 30 days to get paid. And that net 30 turns into net 45, net 60, or net 90.
Right. So you got to do other hustling to pick up in between.
Exactly.
So that's why it's important to understand. I understand what happens at the end of the year. So I usually carry over in the middle of the year so that it can hustle, so that it will cover the first couple of months. Yeah. But still, that means you're deplenishing. It's like you're never caught up because of that. So even small businesses, you have to really think about, and that's why I'm so focused on the direct marketing now, digital marketing, is because you have to have other streams of passive income coming in because it helps. It definitely will help your business.
And see, with you, Crystal, it's very easy. Well, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's a little bit more manageable because you understand when things are not going according to plan and you switch with the time.
I know how
you
to
switch right on the spot. You see what I'm saying? Many small businesses, they don't know how to switch, or I'll call it pivot.
Yeah, pivot.
They don't know how to pivot and when to pivot. Yes. You see what I'm saying? And that's what costs them dearly. So it takes a skilled person like you, who've been in the industry for a long time, to recognize some things, see some signs, see some red flags, and go, okay, I'm going to avoid those flags because I don't want those flags hindering me.
Right, exactly. And the other thing we have to start doing is thinking on a bigger, broader vision. We have to have bigger and broader visions. Yeah. The young lady that was Skyped into the show last week, Zandra Cunningham. This weekend, she was in Texas when she Skyped in because she was getting ready to speak and at an event of women entrepreneurs. Right. And so this young girl, 18 years old, and even the other young lady that we had they were both Cheyenne, phenomenal. They are out. Their mothers have structured their businesses where they're expanding their brand by speaking and having classes. Cheyenne was actually having an entrepreneurial class for young kids. So we have to really, really change our mindset when it becomes to entrepreneurship and being in business. Right. Because with everything going on politically, their goal is truly not for us to succeed. So that means we have to find ways to make that happen. Right. And the way we make that happen is we got to become more creative. We have to not just do business in the United States. We got to branch out. We have to create businesses that have internet carbon footprint so you can expand out to other countries. If we don't, what do they say? The statistics is that we as African American are 249 years behind white America. Right. In money.
And the thing about it is the system is designed so that our entrepreneurs' mortality rate is 8 out of 10 of us are going to die or dissolve within the first 3 years. You see what I mean? So if we look at it that way as entrepreneurs, then maybe we'll get a better feel for why we need to do certain things, why we need to be on top of our QuickBooks game or accounting and all of those things. 8 out of 10 businesses.
And the reason, because they don't know how to pivot. I've been in business since 1993. And my business has changed several times in that point. There's a couple of times in the early days that I actually went back to work for someone else, as I've said so many times. But even that was a strategic plan. That was because I wanted another tool, and I didn't want to pay for that tool. So I went to work for somebody so that they would pay for me to be educated in that tool. But I knew where I was going to be and how I was going to stay on task. And I watched the trends. So I know when it's time to make a pivot. Back when I was doing, hey, Victoria, hey, Mo, hey, Maxine, welcome to the Business Zone. Back when the recession hit, I'm bookkeeping, and I had a really fluid business at that time. But after the recession hit, I had to think of something different to do. I couldn't stay on task with bookkeeping because there was no business.
That's right.
So then I had to really hone in on some other skills. And that was teaching and training. Right. And so then at that time, people were looking to retool. Right. And so all businesses, I don't care what business you're in, you have to be always thinking of the future and how you're going to make money, and not just money to survive, but substantial money that you can reinvest back in your business and put you in a position to reinvest in other entities. I think what we should be doing is checking the trends and seeing what new technology, some new tech guru and just stepped up, and they need some startup money. And giving them a couple $1,000, $4,000 or $5,000. And it's going to be significant. There was a young lady. She kind of thinks like I do. Her name is actually Crystal. She's in my accounting class. And so we were talking about that on Monday. And one of the things, she had gone to a meeting, and they were talking about the stadium in Inglewood. So they're selling the season tickets. So you can get a package of a season ticket. I think you spend about $3,000. And then you can use it like a timeshare. You can actually lease out and sell the ticket.
Really? Is that a new concept?
No, she was telling me about it. She sent me an email. So she had gone to this meeting. So her brother had called her and said, girl, you need to go get you a ticket. So get some tickets. So she bought about 4. She spent about $12,000.
Wow.
And now those 4 seats, when she's not there, people will be interested in buying them.
Wow, that's amazing. See, that's what I'm talking about, entrepreneurship. You got to be creative. You know, you got to be flexible. You see what I mean?
You
think outside of the box.
You got to think outside the box, and you have to recognize opportunities.
Yeah.
You cannot stay in your little room and assume that they're coming to you.
Exactly.
You got to be scouring the internet. You got to be going to meetings, because that's a ground floor opportunity.
That is.
So if anybody's interested, like they said with the LA Rams, you get to purchase a ticket. And she said the program that they had, that they set up, you buy the tickets, you invest in the tickets, and then you do whatever you want with them. So timeshare. Just like we talked about last week on timeshares, and we didn't see them. It didn't make sense.
Wow.
It makes a whole lot of sense if you got a sports ticket or a seat in the stadium.
They could do the same thing with us. They could buy a block of consulting time.
Right, exactly.
And then if they're not going to use it, then they can sell it to another business, you know,
right, exactly.
Mark it up a little bit, and then they make the money, and they're still good.
You got to think like that, people.
I'm loving this.
You got to think like that. And when you are, like I said, this world right now is so darn crazy that, and if you look, the one thing you have to look at Crazy Trump, he did two things for black folks. He woke us up. And so now our eyes are wide open. We're not under some of us. Some of us are not.
And some, no, not what they call that.
Well, our head is not like an ostrich stuck in the ground, assuming that everybody likes us.
Right.
So we kind of know that. And the other thing, look at him, that his daughter made over $100 million in business. In their business, which they were supposed to step away from since him coming in office. He's made humongous amounts of money and on opportunities that would have never been open to him. Otherwise.
Exactly.
So, and not to say that you need to be a con artist like him, but you do need to think about it. There was a thing on it's all over, been all over, trending all over the news this week on reparations for us.
Oh, yes.
As a young lady said that we should be happy that America ended slavery in 150 years because they were the first one, which was a lie. She was on Fox.
Who was the first one? Oh, I saw her.
Yeah, right.
She is ridiculous.
A dumb bunny.
She knows nothing what she's talking about.
The conversation, because a number of the candidates are talking about reparations, right? Mm-hmm. Which they did for the Indians. They've done it for the Koreans. They've done it for the Japanese. The Jewish community. So all of those, the only people is us. And our 40 acres and a mule disappeared. Yeah. We never got it. Right. Well, they gave us the Freedman Bank, which they then stole all the money in the Freedman Bank.
They're going to mark down too. So
right. So they were asking, and I was watching something, Roland Martin or somebody, and they were saying, what do you think that reparations should look like? And so everybody was saying pay school tools and this and that, and they give it, there's no land, so there's no way you can get land. So as I was listening to everybody and coming up with ideas, and there was one person on this particular show, and before she said it, I said it. I would like to see reparations for every black person that is a descendant of a slave, and it's not that difficult to find out who you were.
Not difficult.
If you do your DNA and you do your family tree, you'll find out who that person is. Yeah. That everyone get $100,000 shares from the companies that made money on the backs of slaves.
I like that.
Which is B of A, Wells Fargo, New York Life, JP Morgan, any of those, and some of them are in the Wachovia, which is whomever they metamorphose into. But there's about 15 to 20 companies that are still today and that are, stock market wise. Give me my 100,000 shares.
I am going to do some calculations on this because I want to really see how that's going to work because, that sounds like a good conversation.
That would be a good conversation because they made their money on the backs of slaves. So you don't want to cut. And they can say, well, we can't write a check. Well, you can give me shares.
Yeah.
Let me take care of how
and pay off my student loan too.
Right, exactly.
Pay off my student loan and give me some shares.
Let's say they give you $100,000 shares of New York Life.
Yeah.
I think you can pay off your student loan.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so because we got to think in terms of how are you, hey, Tammy, hey, Ed, how are we going to, let's say they did that. Let's say next week someone came along and said, okay, we know we've done wrong. We want to apologize. We did it for everyone else. Here's your shares. Now you take that 100,000 shares and you disperse it among some other very lucrative stock. Apple, Microsoft. Now we are on the same playing field.
And then if we become destitute after that, then it's all on us.
It's on us.
It's all on us because we have an opportunity here to make an impact.
Right, exactly. So then that's where we all come in, because I think when we talk about our businesses, and the reason we get such pushback is because we have a mindset of lack. As long as there is a mindset of lack, I don't care what you're telling me, I don't think I have enough money. And and I hear people, and I had a conversation with somebody that was in the insurance business just last week, and even they said, well, they spend money on what they want. Yeah, they do. But what they want is because they're so in lack that when they finally do get a few pennies, it's like I got to satisfy myself. It's like eating, right? I've been eating peanut butter and jelly.
You've been hungry for a while.
So now I get $25. I'm going to go to Red Lobster and have me a Red Lobster dinner because I haven't had. So because I've been in need so long. So we have to recognize that. When you don't have, then every little bit counts. And when you do get, it looks like I'm splurging, but really I'm not. I just feel that I didn't suffer long enough. I need a treat.
I deserve this.
I
deserve this.
I need a treat. That's what I need. And so, but I think, and there will be some that will blow that off, and
for sure,
and maybe maybe a certain generations, and then those generations can then make sure that they're creating trust or whatever for the kids. But I agree. I think that's what needs to happen.
The question is now, how do we get them to adopt?
It would be a mandate, just like they did for the Native Americans. They gave them their casinos. They took their land. You can take your land and you can create casinos, and you don't have to pay taxes on it. The Native Americans that do have casinos, their tribes are doing well.
Oh, for sure.
Because they leveled it. No taxes on that land. Now, of course, they're trying to get rid of them, but it is what it is.
Most of the groups that have, you just mentioned this about, no taxes and all of that. This crazy president of ours was trying to claim Native American status so that he wouldn't have to pay. He was saying, hey, if they can have casinos and not pay, I should have it too. And he took it to court.
Yeah.
He is ridiculous.
Well, but better than that.
I'm sorry I digress.
No, but better than that, there is a guy that is in the Supreme Court right now. He did his DNA.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about this to someone that's in that has a diversity company that they have to do diversity supply set-asides. And this man on a state level, on a federal level, I think he got it. That he was saying his DNA came back and said he was 1% African American from the hunter-gatherers.
Oh, I remember.
And so now he says he should be able to apply as a minority. And
so is he asking for reparations?
Not yet, but he wants he wants to be a contractor with the minority set-asides. And so now he's in court, Supreme Court. So because I think it's either the state or the federal level.
You know what's amazing about this? These groups are the same groups who fight against the minority group
affirmative action.
Getting access. Yeah, affirmative action and getting access to anything. Now, he's trying to make a claim so that now the same thing he's been fighting against, now he wants to benefit from it.
Well, look what happened with the Operation Operation Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
But they're saying that it's because of affirmative action that they did this.
That is ridiculous.
Because they couldn't get in.
They're the privileged. What are they talking about? That is so ridiculous.
And they spent $250,000 over and above tuition.
Jesus.
But
because if they went to undergrad for 4 years, I'm sure it's not going to cost $250,000, right?
No, it's I think they say, let's see what is tuition,
and they're spending $500,000 on that,
or $1 million.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Let's see, tuition for a top 10.
Top USC. 10 or whatever.
So in state for UCLA is $12,763
a
year, and for out of state is $37,000 a year.
Wow!
So multiply that by 4 years. So that's not
$250,000,
right?
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're spending $500,000 and $1 million.
Yes.
So what are they really paying for?
Just to be,
you see what I'm saying?
It doesn't make any sense to me. Even my brother-in-law who works for UCLA, he says, why would you pay $500,000, even with no scholarship?
Exactly.
Why would you pay $500,000 for less than a $200,000? So $500,000 is actually undergrad and grad.
Okay.
If you're going to law school.
Okay.
And maybe your MBA. So that's undergrad and grad school.
Okay, so that's 6 years of college.
So you and maybe your doctorate.
But no, many of these celebrities, they don't want doctorates. They just want to stay the course for 4 years and that's it. They're out.
But that's what I'm saying. That would be the equivalent for a $500,000 education.
Is ridiculous.
I mean, those again. Numbers do not lie.
Exactly.
And so when you stop, critical thinking is so darn important.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you're like, why would they have paid that?
Yeah. That makes no sense.
But the one that paid $1.6 million is even dumber.
Lord.
I don't even think doctors pay $1.6 million to go to school to be doctors.
I pay $1.6 million. I want to own that university.
And why would you be doing that? If I got $1.6 million to blow, I don't even know if I need school.
That's what I'm talking about.
I would have started a business.
Oh, for sure. Or some level of investment where you know your money's coming in, every 30 days or less.
But I think they think that it's going to make a big difference for them to say they have and for some, depending, like a Jared Kushner, a Harvard degree.
So they're paying for access.
They're paying for access.
So they could say, I went to Harvard or I went to this. So then they get to mingle with the elites.
I guess so.
Just like he's trying to do right now in the Middle East, where he's saying, well, I'm the son-in-law of the president. So therefore,
on his secret phone, his secret email server.
Exactly, on his WhatsApp thing. So let's invest in these properties over here. So that's what he's trying.
So it's access. So, but look at Trump. He went to Wharton. And I think they're kind of embarrassed for him to even say that.
I'm sure they are.
In fact, I think every school that any of these idiots that they pay for should snatch back their degrees so they can stop saying it, because that's a darn embarrassment.
And make them a dishonorary student.
Yeah, just snatch back we are repossessing our degree.
I would love that.
Because you were out there making us look bad.
We are repossessing our degree.
We can't even feel good about you being on the loan because you sounding dumb.
That's a good rhyme right there.
So no,
we're not feeling
my
good about
degree
you being
back.
on the loan because you feel you're sounding dumb.
Well, didn't they do that too? They took what's the name's Heisman's Trophy away from him. OJ.
Yeah.
He took it away from him because they didn't want his name.
Yeah.
So that's what should happen.
They should do that
Anybody that got us through school. And
start acting stupid.
And they paid for it.
Yeah.
And they're not displaying the fact that they went to your school.
Yeah.
You need to repossess their degree.
You know what's amazing? You remember that call I told you about I got this morning from Canada? The lady who owns smallbizpro.com.
Okay.
At URL. She was saying, I watch CNN every day, and I'm so sorry for you guys. I said, why? She said, your president is not very smart. He's embarrassing you guys.
Yeah,
all the antics and the ridiculous things that he do. I am so happy that I'm a Canadian. That's what she said. She said, we are such fun-loving people. We help people. She said, statistics are 1 out of 3 Canadians, they belong to some kind of helping organization where they're helping somebody.
Yeah.
1 out of 3.
Yeah, I got a good friend of mine. He was down here for a while. He is in Vancouver, Black. It's not a lot of Black folks in Vancouver, but his family, he was born there. His grandfather was born there.
Yeah.
And so he says, yeah, we're embarrassed for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every time I hear that, I cringe. I'm going, oh my God.
What's even interesting is that people from other countries come here because they feel lots of loves and high fives. They feel that this country has so much opportunity, but when you peel back the onion layers, it depends on what you look like where the opportunity is. So if you look like us and brown, unless you take in control of your own destiny, like the Asians do. No, there are not there's a lot of obstacles, and there's a small margin that can push through and use whatever they need. The entertainment world allows you to become bigger and to make that kind of money. But if you're trying to do that in corporate America, in your regular everyday people with regular skill sets,
you'd be fired a long time ago.
Yeah. Right, exactly. It's just really, really sad. America has sunk to an all-time low. I think this is lower even. And I remember my mom, when Bush was in office, baby Bush was in office, she just couldn't stand him and nobody could. But at this point, I would take Bush back.
Anytime. See, the thing is, I've been in this environment for over 30 years now. And I'm telling you, in that 30 years, I have not seen anything this low. Anything this low.
Yeah.
This is pitiful. This is awful.
It's awful.
This is totally embarrassing.
And look what it's going to take to get the country back. I think something on Facebook, it popped up today. We just hit the highest deficit in our budget in history.
And no one is talking about that.
Because you got all this other... why? Because the Mueller report is on its way out, but we're not going to see it. It's released.
They submitted it to the Department of Justice this morning.
Right. So that's what everybody's tied into. And you every day, it's so much. It's almost... you wake up and you're in some sort of... you feel like you're in a vice that the party is letting you out, and there is no good news. There's only bad news, and it's just really bad. And I don't know what that looks like, because impeachment would probably not be the good thing, because that will only radicalize his base more. He should resign, but he's too stupid and too bullheaded and too arrogant to do that. So the only thing that we can do is to vote him out. But even the voting pool is in such a state that there's so many people, and you really It's compromised. So I'm going to tell everybody, when you're voting, we have somebody that has no knowledge at all. He claimed he had business knowledge, but I'm going to tell you this from a financial standpoint, from an accounting standpoint. If you bankrupt your businesses 6 times, you get 1 time to bankrupt your business, and not really to bankrupt, to reorganize, because that's a business strategy. 5 more times is not a strategy. And that is not what we call business acronym. That tells me you do not know how to run a business.
That's my point.
So we got to make sure that the people are qualified. We have to make sure that they're seasoned in politics.
Yes.
Because Obama was a special guy. He was destined to be right where he was.
And I want to put a question out there to the audience, and really would like you to give us a call back here at 323-293-3375 to join in this conversation and tell me what you think. We're going to take a break right now, but I want to put this question out there. if this were President Obama, who bankrupted several companies over his lifetime, would you guys have voted for him to run this country?
The second term.
The second term. Even the first term. So that's my question to you guys. If he were the one running for office and he had bankrupted several of his businesses or several business entities that he's been involved in, would you have voted for him to be the commander-in-chief?
Yes. Okay.
That's a question I want to ask, and I want you guys to call us and tell us anything about it, okay?
And those of you on Facebook, you can respond. Let us know let us know your opinion. Would you have voted for Obama the second term if he was doing what the orange man is doing? And I want to read you something because you brought up something that's very interesting. So when we come back, we'll go to break. And then I'm going to read you something that I posted that somebody sent over to me.
Excellent. So you're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Take a break.
Small businesses spend more than $500 million each year combined trying to find missing or replace missing paperwork. Hey, small businesses, are you tired of losing out on business opportunities because your paperwork is not in order? And don't you hate having to register in multiple websites just to find a single procurement opportunity that may not even be worth your time? Well, worry no more. Small Biz Pro is the solution to your problems. Small Biz Pro is an all-in-one cloud-based business management, compliance, and procurement assistance software platform that keeps small businesses organized, contract-ready, bank loan-ready, with quick access to procurement opportunities, as well as market research data. Here are some of the features and benefits that you receive when you use Small Biz Pro to run your business daily. Superior record keeping at your fingertips, back office management and compliance, quick access to bids and procurement opportunities in government databases. It allows you to conduct easy market research and gather industry statistics. Government certification preparedness and compliance checklists. Easy HR and general operations management functionality. Bank loan readiness preparation and cash flow management. Certified payroll and labor compliance reporting. Business dictionary with defined business terms. A cloud-based business management platform that keeps small businesses organized and ready. Even nonprofits. Business documents securely stored in the cloud. Data fully encrypted and protected by triple firewall reinforcements. On-the-spot document retrieval for quick decision-making. Bank-level data security for compliance. Document expiration alerts and advanced notifications. It uses security restrictions to block out unauthorized users. And much more. Try it out today for only $5 for the first 30 days. What are you waiting for? Go to www.smallbizpro.net and register now, or your competitors will. Small Biz Pro, keeping small businesses organized, business ready, and contract ready. Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at performing their craft. But when it comes to managing their paperwork and efficiently running their business, not so much. That is why Buchanan & Associates, a multiple award-winning supplier diversity business management, technical support, coaching, and compliance firm is here to help you. Buchanan & Associates possesses core competencies in small business paperwork and government compliance, back office management and business support, business infrastructure and organizational development, light rail transportation program management, assisting small businesses in packaging and submitting their minority, woman-owned, and disadvantaged business enterprise certifications. We even match you up with contract opportunities. Buchanan & Associates has delivered more than 7,500 hours of training to subcontractors by preparing them to become business-ready, contract-ready, and bank loan-ready with the ability to quickly access key documents in seconds. Buchanan and Associates help subcontractors accurately prepare, manage, and submit certified payroll, contract compliance, and labor compliance reports to primes so that they can get paid on time without delays. If you need to meet your disadvantaged business or small business enterprise participation goals, Buchanan and Associates can help you. If you need a qualified and experienced firm to oversee your subcontractors so that you can successfully complete your projects, Buchanan and Associates can help you. We help all businesses organize and set up their company the right way so that they can formally pursue contracts. Buchanan and Associates has assisted subcontractors and primes secure more than $90 million in contract awards. What are you waiting for? Contact Buchanan and Associates today, the small business paramedic. Go to www.thebuchanangroup.net and begin saving now.
Nice ad.
So, you like it?
Yeah, nice ad.
Yeah,
so,
thank you.
So Fiverr?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Fiverr's been doing the do for you.
Those guys been doing some good work for me, man.
Isn't that good?
I can't complain at all.
So if anyone doesn't know, Fiverr is an amazing working tool that can help you create phenomenal videos to market your business.
Right.
And a little later in the show, we're going to talk about marketing trends and why it's so important. Because for our businesses and for most small businesses, you don't allocate monies in order for you to market your business, and it should be 15% minimum, 15% of your budget, your annual gross budget. And it's important because I see businesses close. I see them putting all of this money in, scraping all their little pennies to start a business. And we're talking nice decors, brick and mortars, especially brick and mortars.
Right.
And then you go back and they're gone.
They're gone. Because one, they didn't have a marketing plan, and they didn't associate the plan with a budget. So they think word of mouth is good for the business, but it's not the only way to market the business.
No, because out of sight is out of mind.
Exactly. That's true. That's very true.
So we were talking about that in our weekly digital marketing class, and we were talking about how often, in order to move your blogs out, how much traffic and how to acquire traffic. Yeah. So therefore, it requires you to be posting on your social media and doing an e-blast, using an e-blast program to make it happen, right? Yeah. And so one girl was like, "But that's so darn annoying. We're not thinking about you. Yeah. You think about other people, but just think about this." And for those of us that get a large number of emails, I probably get about 250 every 2 days. I get
at least 3 or 4 emails from Fry's every day.
Right. And so they're doing that. And anybody else that I've signed up for webinars or what have you, because if you get it on Monday, by Friday, you it may be the day that you go back to emails. Yeah. When mine email, that means you like somewhere down 150 emails. So if you're not on the first top tier on that first page, I'm not going to recognize it. Yeah. And I do have something that pops up now because I have didn't miss a lot of important emails. So, but the more people are reminding me, if they're sending out an email every other day for something that could be important to me, then I'll go, oh yeah, I remember seeing that come through, and then I'll go back and I'll look for it. But other than that, so that's something we need to put in our strategy, our emailing strategy. When we send out an email, send follow-ups, send reminders, so the person can remember to check your email. Yeah, check your emails and look at, and then of course now, the new thing is sending through your text, because people actually read more text than they do emails. So that's something that you need to do. So I got this message. Yes, thank you. I got this email, or it was actually a comment that someone made to Trump, about Trump and what he was doing. And it said here, so you voted for Trump because Clinton was going to be in Wall Street's pocket. Trump wants to repeal Dodd-Frank and eliminate the fiduciary rule, letting Wall Street return to its pre-2008 ways. But you didn't want Hillary Clinton because you felt she was going to be in Wall Street's pocket. Then voted for Trump because of Hillary Clinton's emails. The Trump administration is running its own private email server. But it was an issue for her, right? Yeah. You voted for Trump because you thought the Clinton Foundation was pay for play. Trump has refused to wall off his business from his administration and personally profits from payments in foreign governments. You voted for Trump because Clinton's role in Benghazi Trump ordered the Yemen raid without adequate intel and tweeted about fake news, while Americans died as a result of his carelessness. Yeah. You voted for Trump because of Clinton didn't care about the little guy. Trump's cabinet is full of billionaires and swamp creatures. He took away your health insurance so he could give them a multi-million-dollar tax break. You voted for Trump because he was going to build a wall and Mexico was going to pay for it. American consumers will pay for the wall via import tariffs. You voted for Trump because Clinton was going to get us into war, and Trump has provoked our enemies, alienated our allies, and given ISIS a decade worth of recruiting material. So, and it goes on. So, really, let's be honest why you didn't vote for Hillary.
That's a very good narrative there. I don't know who wrote that, but that's right on point. That's right on point.
That's right on point. Yeah. All of those things you said you did not want from Hillary Clinton, and they talk about it on Fox News regularly. Yeah. And the same thing you said that was the fault you had with Obama.
Yeah, exactly.
And this man who is a con man, and he just grifted you, and he has just about sold America down the drain.
10 times worse, and they're happy with that. They're okay.
They're okay.
They're okay. And that's why I keep saying all the time, man, it's like the privileged will always get away with raping this country, pillaging this country, and do whatever they want just because they look a certain way.
Just because they look so, and and this is the irony. They're always talking about the environment, but really, the other day, did you see on the news all the poppies that were up, right, and growing because of the rain? Yeah. And you didn't see too many of us. Well, they had to shut it down because folks were trampling the poppies. Yeah. Yeah. Which that's that environment. Yeah. And we saving whales, and so when it's what you want, you don't care about that environment.
They don't care about the environment. And then what they did to add insult to injury, they say, okay, you guys can go check out the poppy, but we're going to jack you. We're going to charge you for parking, and we're going to charge you for shuttling you, because you can't go park over there. You got to park somewhere else, and we'll shuttle you, but you got to pay for that.
Right, exactly, because it's just tearing up the community, tearing up the environment. It's ridiculous. It is. So it's I don't know. It's just. We have to be awake. I think we have to be much more vocal. Thank God for social media, because if not, we wouldn't even know half of this stuff is going on. That's true. But you got to be able to push back, because if we just hear it and we become so immune to the fact that there's another craziness. But, what I always think about is, because the population that I'm working for is the children that are coming along after me. Yeah. And so I think about, what does that look like for my nephews, for the kids that I'm teaching and involved with, and for all the kids that are out there who need a fair chance. They need a fair break. Yeah. And we had that. And I think when parents talk about, I don't want my kids to suffer, and I've given them everything so they don't have to live the life I live, then you really need to put your money where your mouth is. Exactly. And really think about, okay, you're giving them for now. Yeah. What happens to them 20 years from now when they go to have families? Exactly. That's the important part. The legacy part.
That's the part that is not discussed a lot.
Right, exactly.
And many of us are sleepwalking through this whole process right here. Yeah. A lot of us are sleepwalking, and that's why we got to start, some of the things we do is awakening a lot of people, but we just got to keep doing that. We got to keep awakening people, in clusters. Maybe we got to do 10 at a time, 10 at a time, whatever. But we got to keep doing that.
You do. You have to. And you have to be very... Now there's not a time for biting one's tongue.
No.
One has to be constantly having this conversation, because even from business standpoints, if our income come from products and services that we're selling to other people. Yeah. So if those other people cannot make income either, then it's a domino effect. Everybody's going to be affected by it. And
you know what I was looking at? I don't remember what I saw this week, but every time you turn around, the price of something is going up.
That's because of the tariffs.
You see what I mean? And then our incomes are not going up. Rent, mortgages, taxes, everything is going up. So how do they expect us to survive?
I've always, when you think from a capitalist standpoint, it's all about supply and demand, right? And that's the principle when you're in economics and statistics about supply and demand, right? Okay, so even from the wealthy, and especially from the wealthy, so whatever they're selling is being bought by the middle class. So the ones that's getting the benefits are the elite,
the upper level,
and the very low level, because they have no other choice but to help the very low.
Well, the lower level is what they're trying to eradicate, because in the budget that this president just
Social Security, all of those stuff. I think he want to just kill them.
Exactly.
That's called genocide.
Exactly.
That's what that's called. But when you think about supply and demand, you're always looking to expand your marketplace, right? And your target market. And if you're doing your business properly, then you're projecting out for the next year how much income you're going to make. And you kind of got to back into that. So how many people do I actually have to put my hands on and to convert in order to make this goal a reality, right? So now, if I'm a billionaire and I'm still selling products, I still have businesses, and you can see it because you see, Rite Aid is closing. All of these stores are closing, which is going to affect their bottom line. So if you are eliminating the people that are spending the money, what kind of business strategy is that? I don't get that. I don't understand that
at all.
Because eventually you're not going to make money. Your stock is going to suffer because no one's purchasing. Your annual reports and your quarterly reports are going to show a reduction in sales, which is very evident by stores closing because they're reviewing those financial statements and they're going, this company is drawing this whole division over here is pulling from this division over here. So we got to cut it loose in order to save the bigger piece of the pie.
And that happens when that division over there that's not really productive anymore becomes a loss leader. Because if it's not producing, it's not paying for its own stay.
For its own stay.
You see what I'm saying? Then now it's a loss leader. So it has become a liability to your company. So now you got to cut it. And, and that's kind of what we've been doing right now. We always say a bird cannot fly with one wing. A plane cannot fly with one wing. And that's really what's going on right now. You're burdening one group so the other group can benefit.
Exactly. So again, I don't understand the strategy. But again, maybe because they bought their degrees. And they skipped that day in economics when they were talking about supply and demand. So maybe we're not all by our little old lonesomes when we don't understand how to run businesses. Because that's 101. That's economics 101.
That's crazy.
That you've got to have customers. That's in any business, whether you're a corporate or entrepreneur. Everyone listen to this. In order for your business to survive, you have to have paying customers.
Right. And those customers have a demand that you got to supply.
Or a pain that you're solving.
Exactly.
They have to want to go spend the money in order to purchase your product.
Exactly.
So if you are priced too high, the quality, the customer service, there's a lot of pieces, a lot of moving parts to that. But if you are strangling, in this case, of what this new economy we're working with, if you're strangling out the people that have the cash flow to purchase, wealthy people do not purchase from money, don't purchase from other wealthy people.
They don't. And as a matter of fact, those groups right there, those groups don't necessarily need the domestic market. They can go on the international market, purchase their product, or invest elsewhere.
Right.
We need the domestic market.
We need because we don't have so that's a good segue.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be looking at a international a marketplace.
That's
because
what I'm talking
domestically, about. If we're squishing people out, then it's going to be harder for anybody to do business.
Exactly.
And on top of the fact that you don't have the working knowledge to run a business and you don't want to invest in that. So, those are thought process. And I think for those of us that are consultants and business coaches, we have to be honest with people.
We've got to be.
You have to talk to people about really what that means to be in business. One of the things I pulled up today was the current trends and stats for African American businesses, which is our marketplace, and Black and Brown. I think they're probably in the same place. And so when we look at the numbers, 38% of us lack capital or cash flow.
38. I think it's probably the number is probably higher.
And this was done this is the trends
what
for
year? 2015?
2019.
2019. Right.
And it says here, let's see, we're going to take a comprehensive look at, and this is a lending company, and they've surveyed more than 2,700 current and aspiring small business owners nationwide and learned insights about African American entrepreneurs, including current trends, challenges, and motivations. So the typical age range is 62% males and 38% women. 21% have been in business from 0 to 1 year. 20 from 2 to 3. 11 from 4 to 5, and let's see,
5 and beyond.
10 is about 20%. So 10 years plus is almost equivalent to your 21.
So
and
your
then
startups.
Your startups, and then your growth. So let's see how they grow. Let's see the industries that they are primarily in. The top 5 is health, beauty, and fitness. Number 2 is business services. Number 3 is food and restaurant, and 4 is retail, and 5 is education.
So in the number 2, you said business services, right?
Right.
What percentage do they occupy?
So let's see, that's where they get let me see if it gives me that.
Because that would tell me a lot. The business services, are they trained properly? Are they providing support services, technical assistance?
Probably not. See, it doesn't even tell us what that is. Or I have to go delve in. It just says no.
I like to deep dive into those numbers.
But it's interesting. So when we talk about, because this is a challenge for our business, even a challenge for, especially in your specific demographic of what you do, right?
Yeah.
So if we're in health, beauty, and fitness, it's a little complicated for us to get in contract business, right? Yeah. Business services, depending on what that is, probably coaching, probably, Don is at the gate, probably coaching, probably accounting, tax prep. What else would we be in? Life insurance. Yeah. We got a lot of people in life insurance. Yeah. That we are in multi-level marketing, real estate. So those would be. So really none of those fit. That's why I think it's so hard.
I think, though, if they look hard enough, like with the state, because the state has real estate contracting in real estate. They have like health and beauty. The county comes into that play.
Yeah, that would come in. So I think it would be you have to kind of tweak it, right?
Yes, you have to go across the spectrum and look at the different agencies, public work agencies that's looking for some of those services.
And then you have to look at those and see who is actually in a position. Because a lot of those businesses are just because they were created out of default. Yeah. So really not, how do they level up?
Yeah.
in order to meet the need.
Yeah. And when they were created, they probably just did the bare minimum just to get by, just to sustain themselves.
Right. Exactly. So that's kind of interesting. What it tells me is that when we're helping people start businesses, we really need to be helping them rethink the businesses they need to be in. And if they're not exposed to that kind of thought process, and a lot of times, is who when you go and you're networking and involved with people that have these bigger, greater businesses that have potential for growth, then you see the possibilities for yourself.
Right.
But if you just operate in your community and you go, okay, well, I'm going to do a restaurant and I'm barbecue, so I'm going to make a barbecue restaurant. I'm going to do that, right? But we don't think in terms of let's create a franchise. I'm not going to have one barbecue. I'm going to get one going, and then I'm going to use that to invest. Like the McDonald's. There's a black family they got some 100 and something McDonald's. The guy, and I think his family's in McDonald's, is the young man from Buffalo Wild Wings. Don knows him really well. His family, he has the blue what is it, Buffalo Wild Wings, and then. And then they have the McDonald's. One brother does the Buffalo Wild Wings, and one brother does the McDonald's.
Do they allow him, based on the franchise's model, to introduce his barbecue products?
Well, one's McDonald's, so there's just you're buying into.
Family's been McDonald's franchise for years.
Like the Mac ribs.
He grew up in the McDonald's.
Yeah. But the McDonald's platform,
right.
Platform, and then hey Wendy, and
I'm so sorry.
That's it. You're fired.
So, but they and then Kareem, his is the Buffalo Wild Wings, and so they came into business thinking that way, and so that's really what we need to look at for more of our business owners and our startup businesses is don't come in thinking mom and pop. We need to come in thinking on a bigger scale. Right. I'll build this business and I'll do what I need to do to make it big enough. I was listening to Ray J today, and he's a musician. So now, that's him and Brandy. That's how they made their money, right? Came out of Carson, but now he's invested in technology. So he just sold a scooter company for $10 million. Scooters.
Really?
He invested in one of the companies with the little scooters that are all over the city.
Oh, there's like 3 of them, right?
Right. So he invested in one of them.
Wow.
And he just sold, and then he had another product, tech product that he had, and I think that was bundled up with it, whatever it was. So now that's his next platform. So that's where he's going with his. Yeah. He's going into the tech business, and there's so many of them today. Shaq. He is now sitting on the board of Uncle John. Papa John's Pizza. So we got to think bigger. Yeah. We got to think broader. And then we as a people have to look at how do we reinvest into each other's business. Because if we can't get money from banks, right. And so on the same statistic, the challenges that are faced by African American small business owners are 38% lack capital, and we know this, and cash flow, and that's a systemic problem. 16%, we just talked about this, marketing and advertising. 14% time management, 11% recruiting and retention of employees, 11% admin, bookkeeping, payroll, and 5% managing and providing benefits, and 5% other. Those are the challenges that our small businesses have.
And see, these are things that need to be rolled out in front of them constantly so that they can be abreast of this. And when they're running their business, again, like we say in marketing, you got to put something out there at least 7 times for people to start paying attention.
Exactly.
Because the first time they hear this, they say, oh, it doesn't apply to me. Oh, I don't care about that. No, that's not what happens in my business. Start getting to the 7th and 8th time, then they're going, you know what? Maybe this does affect me. Because I can't keep employees. I can't get loans.
Right.
I can't get this. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Then they start thinking, okay, maybe this does apply. Now, how can I fix this?
And I think that's the mindset change is instead of letting the business run all the way down to you into the ground, then I think you have to know when to throw out the life raft and ask for help.
Right.
That's how most of us viewed social media when it first came out.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, I can't do that. No, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
We didn't really see the benefit of it.
And still today.
It took me forever. Remember, I had the studio. I didn't get on to, because I don't like pictures, I just kind of discounted it and thought it was going to be terrible in terms of, and it is doing some of the things that I anticipated. It's wrecking relationships, all that stuff.
And then after a
However,
while.
the benefit in terms of business, the marketing aspect, what it allows you to create, the internet has actually turned people into, to me,
multi-millionaires.
Absolutely, overnight. It's allowing you to be whoever you want to be. You don't even necessarily have to be licensed.
That is
you
true.
have great content, offer information. You can be a resource now. You can be an influencer and make money based on the amount of followers you have. It's really created a stream of income from some people that's unbelievable.
Some people wouldn't otherwise have gotten jobs.
Right.
So we're at the top of the hour right now. So this is excellent information we're sharing here, Crystal. I'm loving this. That 6 to 9% number that you have there, I want to discuss that when we come back from the break.
Right.
So you're on the Business Zone, and our phone number here is 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. Give us a call if you want to join in the conversation. This is all about you. This is about your business as well. So you're on the Business Zone with
Crystal,
Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic, and our special guest,
Dawn Stroyer.
All righty, let's take a break.
Okay.
Small businesses spend more than $500 million each year combined trying to find missing or replace missing paperwork. Hey, small businesses, are you tired of losing out on business opportunities because your paperwork is not in order? And don't you hate having to register in multiple websites just to find a single procurement opportunity that may not even be worth your time? Well, worry no more. Small Biz Pro is the solution to your problems. Small Biz Pro is an all-in-one cloud-based business management, compliance, and procurement assistance software platform that keeps small businesses organized, contract-ready, bank loan-ready, with quick access to procurement opportunities, as well as market research data. Here are some of the features and benefits that you receive when you use Small Biz Pro to run your business daily. Superior record keeping at your fingertips, back office management and compliance, quick access to bids and procurement opportunities in government databases. It allows you to conduct easy market research and gather industry statistics, government certification preparedness and compliance checklists, easy HR and general operations management functionality, bank loan readiness preparation and cash flow management, certified payroll and labor compliance reporting, business dictionary with defined business terms, a cloud-based business management platform that keeps small businesses organized and ready, even nonprofits, business documents securely stored in the cloud, data fully encrypted and protected by triple firewall reinforcements, on-the-spot document retrieval for quick decision-making, bank-level data security for compliance, document expiration alerts and advanced notifications. It uses security restrictions to block out unauthorized users, and much more. Try it out today for only $5 for the first 30 days. What are you waiting for? Go to www.smallbizpro.net and register now, or your competitors will. Small Biz Pro, keeping small businesses organized, business ready, and contract ready. Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at performing their craft. But when it comes to managing their paperwork and efficiently running their business, not so much. That is why Buchanan and Associates, a multiple award-winning supplier diversity business management, technical support, coaching, and compliance firm is here to help you. Buchanan and Associates possesses core competencies in small business paperwork and government compliance, back office management and business support, business infrastructure and organizational development, light rail transportation program management, assisting small businesses in packaging and submitting their minority, woman-owned, and disadvantaged business enterprise certifications. We even match you up with contract opportunities. Buchanan and Associates has delivered more than 7,500 hours of training to subcontractors by preparing them to become business-ready, contract-ready, and bank loan-ready with the ability to quickly access key documents in seconds. Buchanan and Associates help subcontractors accurately prepare, manage, and submit certified payroll, contract compliance, and labor compliance reports to primes so that they can get paid on time without delays. If you need to meet your disadvantaged business or small business enterprise participation goals, Buchanan and Associates can help you. If you need a qualified and experienced firm to oversee your subcontractors so that you can successfully complete your projects, Buchanan and Associates can help you. We help all businesses organize and set up their company the right way so that they can formally pursue contracts. Buchanan and Associates has assisted subcontractors and primes secure more than $90 million in contract awards. What are you waiting for? Contact Buchanan and Associates today, the small business paramedic. Go to www.thebuchanangroup.net and begin saving now.
So we're back on the Business Zone with Gilbert Buchanan and
Dawn Strozier.
So we're talking about amazing things that can help us to move the needle on entrepreneurship. Many of us were expecting the man or the system to help us. No longer is that working for us. So we need to create our own pathway to that prosperity. And Crystal's got some great trending information here that I really want to share with you. Now, Crystal, that 69% there that we see.
69% of, and 69% of those individuals, of all the respondents that they surveyed, said that their business was currently profitable. And
out of how many? You know,
that was out of 2,700.
Oh, okay. So it was a small sample.
The small sample.
Yeah.
They said here, some businesses reflect 58%, although I think that's probably a little bit smaller, have acquired about $50,000 for under $50,000 for loans and financing, a lot coming from friends and family and so forth and so on. Although now, you know, with crowdfunding and other investment vehicles, you really could probably find more money, but you have to expand your network. That doesn't happen unless you actually have a network of individuals that can be on the ambassadors for you, and as well as you understanding and knowing what's going on in the public.
Wow. Dawn, do you have a take on that?
I'm writing something that she was just saying, so do I have a take on that? Can you repeat that for me, please? What's the question?
The question was trivia. That a lot of people are... they don't really go out to the resources where they could find out if there's other money resources for them. Of course not. And that therefore that information never comes back to them. So it's kind of important.
And if we do, our follow-up is terrible.
There you go. Our follow-up.
So sometimes we hear this stuff. So I have to, I get a lot of information, especially being your friend, every single day. And sometimes we get confused, and confused people do what? Nothing, because we don't know where to start. There's a lot of great stuff out there. We hear stuff every single day. But it's about processing all of it and knowing where to start. And so we have to give people action steps along with little micro steps that they can take right?
Yeah, because they do get overwhelmed because you're in your space. Yeah, you come at them with all about the whatever, all about contracting and business readiness and bank loan readiness. Right. And I know in the bank loan readiness because I've sat at the table with individuals that are looking for funding, and I've also gone to capital access seminars and workshops. Right. And as soon as they get to certain components of that conversation, the FICO score and that kind of stuff. Which, by the way, this is and this is for everybody. They're getting ready to come up with what they call the Ultra FICO score.
Ultra.
Yes.
So that's going to be for preferred businesses.
No, that means if you sign up if you go in and say you want the Ultra, then they're going to use your bank, your checking, your savings, and tracking how you manage your monies in your financial institutions, and use that to help push your FICO score up and over the marker.
Really?
Yeah, because right now it's only about bills. It's only about your vendors and the people you owe money to.
That sounds like a good idea, but I know they're going to figure out a way how to use it against us. So I'm serious.
No, I know. That's funny. That's the truth.
Yeah, they're going to figure out a way.
But you know what could really be powerful if we could invite, because you're doing it right now with the young kids. How, you mentioned to me how the kids come in with great ideas, but then you allow them to map those ideas out on paper, get it out of their head into a formatted type of A through Z system. Right. Yeah. It comes alive, and now they can begin to take steps. It would be nice if we could spend maybe a small segment of the show, maybe for a 3-week period or 6-week period with a person coming in, starting their business, and we get a chance to help them step by step, show them how to get contract ready. Show somebody and move them along the way from there. You take them to now we're going to set up your marketing. From there, you take,
So different aspects of the cycle.
Set some things up for them as well. And then we allow them to see us take someone from A to Z.
That's a good idea because you kind of talked about that.
It doesn't have to be long. Yeah. It can be It could be 5-10 minutes. An update. What are we doing today? This week she's focusing on this. And you give her steps to do when she's gone, and then you come back and we can figure it out. But that'll be visual. It's kind of like what we're going to do in the other show when we're getting you the date.
Yeah, with the kids.
No, the date. You were going to go out on a personal date.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like that.
Progress.
So you give progress report on your date.
Well, no, I was.
We were going to give her all the action steps to get a good date. Find out what she's doing wrong.
I was going to give her
the things to do,
and it didn't quite
send her out.
It wasn't my fault. I was game.
She was ready.
I was ready to sign up and go through the process.
Yes, she had the coach. She had the coach. The relationship coach. As a matter of fact, we're going to do it on the show here one day. She had the relationship coach. She had her team. That was me there to rah her on. He was hooking her up with the date. We were giving her all the right stuff to say. I'm going to send her out, bring her back. We were going to walk her through this. I think we was going to get her married, to be honest with you. That's how much I believe in me.
So a step-by-step process, progress through the process. So
yes, exactly.
What does it take to map out? I do know one of the things, and I haven't done a business startup. I call it my launch pad. I haven't done one of those in a long time, but I do know the last time I've done it that everyone that was in that class actually have started their businesses.
Good.
And what I started with, and we talk about this, we're going to do with the young girls that we're going to do, is a vision board.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to map it out. You got to see it. So I think like when we're talking about an animal such as contracting, what does that really look like to them, right? Yeah. Because if I didn't know you and have heard you talk about it, and then I go, wow, I got to do all, and it's very daunting. And when you have a business that's daunting all by itself, that just kind of adds on top of that. Yeah. So and I say this all the time with our population and our community, it's hand holding.
Right, exactly. Accountability. Because if we don't have somebody holding us accountable, we're not going to get to it. I have some things that you and I talked about. I haven't gotten back to it yet because of the everyday stuff I need to do with my business. Haven't got back to finish my contracting stuff that we talked about. So I can get the other contract that's sitting there waiting on me. I see him every day and I'm like, because I'm busy jumping around. You see me? Yeah. I'm busy.
Yeah.
Right.
But if we can walk somebody through how to get their contracts together, how to set their business up for their taxes, I can talk to them about social media, getting that stuff going. Yeah. And then we can give them things to do throughout the week, come back, and even follow-up calls. How'd your follow-up go? It'll be good for the listening audience, I think.
And actually, you should have an example. When you were doing the series on capability statement, did those individuals get their capability statements completed because they had to keep coming back to you week after week, right?
To keep coming back, and then I simplified it for them by making it electronic, so they can just go on there and do it in 30 minutes.
Right, and I think the accountability, that's used in other entities, definitely in the fitness. And I know I would not be on a regular be doing any kind of burpees
accountability
if I didn't have somebody checking in to see if you've done that, right?
That's big.
And I think that's huge when we talk about our urban businesses. Unless you have a super, super passion. The only place that I see that we really, and even there's accountability. If you look at our community, we jump in, and we've talked about this, the multi-level marketing piece, but one of the biggest pieces of the multi-level or the network marketing is the accountability. You're going weekly for a check-in and someone's following up. The real estate industry is because you're assigned to a broker, and that broker is keeping you on task to your door knocking, your cold calling, your whatever you're sitting, doing open houses with other agents, but they're mapping it out. But in regular businesses, those things don't happen.
See, life is full of distractions. So as we go through life, we've been distracted over here by that. Same thing with business. We get distracted. So this happened to me so many times. So, for example, you and I may be on the phone, right? And then I get off the phone and I said, okay, I'm going to get you this information.
Absolutely.
So I'm getting ready to either text it to you or email it to you. Bam, the phone rings. Somebody else. So now and it could be Edison or whatever. Now I'm taking care of that. I forget that I was supposed to send you that.
Right.
Now it makes me look inefficient.
Right.
So those things happen so much with small businesses.
Yeah, they do. And like what I do is somebody called me and said, Crystal, you're going to send me something. Well, my phone app happens to allow me to do this. All right, I'm texting it to you right now. So before we even hang up, that person has gotten it. Because if I go on, I'm managing 4 businesses. So if I go on to anything else, you're going to have to call me.
But in the book, The One Thing by Keller Williams, he talks about if your day isn't mapped out, if you don't have a schedule that says at 2 o'clock I'm making calls, at 3 o'clock I'm doing this, at 4 o'clock I'm doing that, at 5 o'clock I'm doing that. If you don't have that kind of a schedule, then you're not going to be successful. He says because we spend time being all over the place, and when we get interrupted, all we have to do is remember what time I'm in. Right. So if something comes, you jot on your little pencil for a minute, you put it on your little notepad for a second, and you place it in the right time. Right. So he doesn't believe in stopping.
Well, see, it depends on the type of clientele you have, though, because with me, having Edison or having Vegas or whatever, and those guys call you, they want stuff now. And not giving it to them now could mean your contract is canceled.
Because if you didn't answer the phone, they would get back to you. So is that because it's worked since I took on that kind of approach? Yeah. So, and I tell my clients, if you don't reach me, it's important, text me. So I get texts about stuff they want all the time. Yeah. And I put it into, I make a note of it, but I put it into the time frame that belongs in. Yeah. And I find myself being more productive.
Which is that's a good strategy. I mean, I'm sure that will work for a lot of folks, but I'm just saying that, there are some exceptions to the rules.
Absolutely. There's exception in everything.
It takes you,
but it gets you kind of focused and moving in a way that outlines your day. Yeah. Because like I told a lady the other day, she said she didn't have time for this, she didn't have time for that. And I'm trying to get her to her knees are swelling up, right? And I'm saying you need to ice your knees down. I don't have time for that. I'm this busy. I'm not busy. And I said, how long were we talking on the phone? She said, about 20 minutes. I said, you could have been laying down talking to me. So we went through her schedule. She talks to her mother every morning at 7 o'clock. Every morning. She lays in the bed and talks to her mom every single morning. Turn around and put your feet up on the top of the headboard. That's your time.
That sounds like an app you can develop. I think I'm serious. I think I'm serious. It could work. It could work because a lot of us we need motivation. We need push. A lot of us entrepreneurs we need that push. And what you just described is something that could really make that process easier.
This is the, and Chris and I have talked about this before. This is how you see that. You got to write your day down. Because when you write your day down, and it's not about having a to-do list, because successful people move according to they're project-driven. They don't move to a to-do list. They move by projects. But when you write down your day, I'm doing this at this time, that's at that time, this at this time, you can see where you have room to literally multitask. Yeah. So you talk to your mother at 7 o'clock every morning, that's the time. For 20 minutes, your feet are up in the air. You got it down. Then you turn around and nice your knees down.
And then if you didn't write it because you forget it, the app say, bing, what are you doing today?
Or
his mind's always,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's like, we got to create some residual.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I like automation.
Well, actually, that could be an upgrade on Small Biz Pro, right?
Yes.
No, that's my idea. That's stealing ideas over here.
You were resisting it. You were resisting it, so now I'm going to claim it.
But you're absolutely right. I have to, I kind of, now there's a lot of tools and a lot of extensions I use Google. Yeah. Google is like wonderful with some of the sources and tools it has. So I have to do that. I have to mark down. My phone has when you pull out the stylus, you can write on the front of the screen and then it'll stay popped up on my screen. You have to
show me that.
Yeah, when I come off. So I'll write a note. Like the other day, it was like I had 19 things that happened. So I had to make a note, and I can just take my stylus and pull it out. Yeah. And then it'll go to this blank screen, and then I write on it, and then it gets saved in my notes.
Right.
And then I have it set up to remind me a notification, so it'll pop up and say, "Oh, you need to send this information. Right. You need to send this information."
And every day doesn't have to be like that. You can have Monday, Wednesday, Friday structured days where you're operating in this window so that you're getting things done. Because we never really get things done because we operate like the less time we have, the more effective we are. But we got 8 hours in a day, right? Yeah. Nothing really happens. Yeah. But you give us 4 hours. Our back is up against the wall. We perform. That's the kind of people we are. Yeah. That's our culture. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if you're moving in a time frame, and Tuesday and Thursday you're freer to kind of move.
Thank you for not claiming that, because I'm going to claim.
Claiming what? Oh, look at this guy.
What are you doing today?
The way this guy thinks over here.
I'm going to claim it.
You're going to claim that.
Put it in Small Biz Pro.
I love it.
As a part of your daily operation.
Right, because you're just so busy. It's just so I've had to schedule my days because with Recycling Black Dollars,
you got a lot of things going on.
I have a lot of things going on, and it requires me to be out a lot. And then I actually even going out looking for guests. We haven't had a lot of guests this month because I haven't been out because I've been doing.
Which is good because we get to discuss some other things.
Yeah.
Which is
really but when I'm out, that's what I'm doing. I'm out strictly for the purpose of bringing more people in. Right. So I'm going to workshops and I'm going to talks and this and kind of stuff. So Mondays are my day. I don't schedule anything outside of my house. Everything is done. So when I come in from working out, I get started. I might take a nap depending on how hard you've worked, which some mornings is really intense, but fun.
I love training this woman.
And so then I'll come in and I'll start working, and then so I have things kind of mapped out on what has to take place. So I get marketing. I edit the show. Right. I send out invitations over the week. That's my day for that kind of day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll schedule classes. Like now I have a class on Monday. I have my other workout classes because I think the other thing is you got to have a balance. So you got to force that to happen. You got to put that in the calendar in order for that to say, okay, you got to go work out or you got to go do whatever you're doing. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday is used for going out and going to work, networking events and so forth and so on. Evenings I try to hold up for me. And then Friday is the show. Right. And Saturday is my time. But when I save Monday, I get a whole lot done on Monday. And then when I don't have an event scheduled to go out networking on those Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, then those are other days that I pick up. But, I got four businesses, so
I just think you're absolutely amazing. You're running 4 companies, and she's successful at it. My hat goes off to you. I want to be just like you. But you know what I think we really need to do?
What?
We need to sit down and talk about. We need to share the apps that we use. You use some. She used some. I don't know what we can call it, but but you need to share some of these apps that you use and how they benefit you, because a lot of people got to trying to figure out how you're running for businesses, and you got a smile on your face.
Yeah, because I got
stressed out.
So a couple years ago for the Bella Network, when the first conference, right? I was in the room with Jovita Jenkins and Deshaun. And so they were asking about something. And so every time one of them asked about a tool they could use, I went, oh, just use that. And then the other one went, and then somebody else would say something. And this is in a course of a conversation. I said, oh, yeah, use that. And then they go, and then finally they're like, okay, we're going to just stop everything and take out our notes. Crystal, tell us what you use.
Yes, I do that with Crystal. So I think that's something that will be beneficial for our audience. What's the hottest apps to use to help you run your business successfully? Give us a rundown of different apps, why you like it compared to this. That could be a good show.
Make sure you include Small Biz Pro in there.
Yes,
absolutely.
In fact,
breaking down the different apps and why they're useful, that would be an amazing show.
Actually, I have that as one of my blog posts, and it's going to go out next week on some of the apps that I use.
Yeah, then you can push them to your blog.
And so there's been some new ones. For all of you that don't know this, if you're using Google and Chrome have done some updates, and they're redesigning some of especially their G Suite, and so in that they've brought in some other apps that are absolutely amazing that I just found the other day, and I went, oh, new apps, and I just love these extensions because they really do. When they look on, so and they come in opportune time.
Excited.
I get excited. Like one of them, and I have to share this with you guys.
Hold on. He's like, just can I first learn Instagram? We have to sit down and get you caught up to it. Just get me caught up because the world's missing you.
I need it.
It's not just that. Yeah. They need you.
I need it.
Yeah, and
the information that you offer.
What are you doing on Sunday?
Let me see what day that is for me.
Going on church?
Of course, I'm going to church, but after a certain time.
Why don't we get together and then we can barter services? You see what I'm saying? I can
Crystal,
do some stuff for you.
We all need to get together. We all got to get together.
Let's do that.
Yeah, because you really true. And I know
for 2 hours.
A lot of. In fact, I have one of the conversations that we were going to have was on the trends for marketing. And that's really
so we can talk about that in the next 30 minutes. So we'll take a break in 3 minutes. And then,
So I'm going to share something with you guys. When we were just talking about that, now I can't think what it was. I was talking to somebody the other day about something, and I whipped out one of my... so somebody kept sending me emails, and they kept saying that I sent it. No, I told them I sent it, and they kept saying, no, you didn't. And I'm just like, and for me, I don't know about you guys, but one of my pet peeves is once I've addressed something and
you don't want to keep going.
I don't want to keep going back because that means that whole list of to-do
taking
things,
away your time.
I got to go. I keep jumping back over here.
I get you.
That drives me nuts. So, and I'm sorry. That's just because it takes me away from whatever the current list that I got to do. Yeah. So this person kept swearing up and down that they did not receive the proposal that I sent. I went, there must be a mail tracking system in one of my Google extensions. So I went looking, and I found I found two. And so I have it on, and it is wonderful because the minute they tell me, it gives me a report who opened what and what time they opened it and that they viewed the whatever. And I'm like,
so meaning nobody can lie to you.
Right, exactly.
Understand.
Especially in that area. And so that, and sure enough, that person came and said, oh no, I sent it. I was like, no, you got it. You opened up at so-and-so time. They were,
you indicted them.
This is the bad part of all this.
See, that's social media. You know what I learned also about Google?
What?
That it tracks everything everywhere you go.
Yeah, it does.
Even if you don't know.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't put it in your Google Maps or anything, it still tracks where you go. So
you don't want to track your
I was watching Big Boy the other day, right?
Uh-huh.
And this one dude was lying to his woman about where he went.
He just went back to
She just went to the Google Maps and she saw everywhere he went. And he was going to this girl's house.
That's not fun.
In a map.
And she busted him, man. So it's the same thing with your business.
Right, exactly.
Telling your boss, hey, I was on the job. I was on site.
No, and it's funny, like when Armin is doing, we do the digital, Armin Santos, for everybody that doesn't know. So we do the digital marketing thing together. So when Armin opens up his his computer, and we're going through showing sites that are earning money and the ads that are on it. So then the ads start popping up on whatever he's been looking at because it follows and tracks.
Exactly.
So he said,
that kills me when it happens.
I'm going to tell you guys something off the air when we take a break.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, guys.
So this is the Business Zone with
Crystal.
And Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic.
And Dawn Stroger.
Let's take a break.
Small businesses spend more than $500 million each year combined trying to find missing or replace missing paperwork. Hey, small businesses, are you tired of losing out on business opportunities because your paperwork is not in order? And don't you hate having to register in multiple websites just to find a single procurement opportunity that may not even be worth your time? Well, worry no more. Small Biz Pro is the solution to your problems. Small Biz Pro is an all-in-one cloud-based business management, compliance, and procurement assistance software platform that keeps small businesses organized, contract-ready, bank loan-ready, with quick access to procurement opportunities, as well as market research data. Here are some of the features and benefits that you receive when you use Small Biz Pro to run your business daily. Superior record keeping at your fingertips, back office management and compliance, quick access to bids and procurement opportunities in government databases. It allows you to conduct easy market research and gather industry statistics. Government certification preparedness and compliance checklists. Easy HR and general operations management functionality. Bank loan readiness preparation and cash flow management. Certified payroll and labor compliance reporting. Business dictionary with defined business terms. A cloud-based business management platform that keeps small businesses organized and ready, even nonprofits. Business documents securely stored in the cloud. Data fully encrypted and protected by triple firewall reinforcements. On-the-spot document retrieval for quick decision-making. Bank-level data security for compliance. Document expiration alerts and advanced notifications. It uses security restrictions to block out unauthorized users, and much more. Try it out today for only $5 for the first 30 days. What are you waiting for? Go to www.smallbizpro.net and register now, or your competitors will. Small Biz Pro, keeping small businesses organized, business ready, and contract ready. Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at performing their craft. But when it comes to managing their paperwork and efficiently running their business, not so much. That is why Buchanan & Associates, a multiple award-winning supplier diversity business management, technical support, coaching, and compliance firm is here to help you. Buchanan & Associates possesses core competencies in small business paperwork and government compliance, back office management and business support, business infrastructure and organizational development, light rail transportation program management, assisting small businesses in packaging and submitting their minority, woman-owned, and disadvantaged business enterprise certifications. We even match you up with contract opportunities. Buchanan & Associates has delivered more than 7,500 hours of training to subcontractors by preparing them to become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready with the ability to quickly access key documents in seconds. Buchanan & Associates help subcontractors accurately prepare, manage, and submit certified payroll, contract compliance, and labor compliance reports to primes so that they can get paid on time without delays. If you need to meet your disadvantaged business or small business enterprise participation goals, Buchanan & Associates can help you. If you need a qualified and experienced firm to oversee your subcontractors so that you can successfully complete your projects, Buchanan and Associates can help you. We help all businesses organize and set up their company the right way so that they can formally pursue contracts. Buchanan and Associates has assisted subcontractors and primes secure more than $90 million in contract awards. What are you waiting for? Contact Buchanan and Associates today, the small business paramedic. Go to www.thebuchanangroup.net and begin saving now.
We're having a good time, guys. Just the little, the cons to being on social media. There are some definitely cons to being on social media, but you just have to make sure you're putting things in place that doesn't put you in an embarrassing moment. But it will happen. So we're going to talk about, for the last 20 minutes of the show, just some things, because as I said at the top of the show, and we're always talking about, and Dawn is really good about the marketing piece of her. She's really, and she's really conscious about what she's putting on social media, and it has a rhyme and a reason. So I mean, just awesome stuff. And I'm learning from her even to how to respond to certain things that are going on in the media. Yeah. I mean, there's a term called newsjacking, and so when something is posted on Facebook or on Instagram, when it's happening and you're an expert in that area, that's a good time to jack it, to go on and make your comment and tie it in to something you're doing or product or service or something that you have. Especially
if you have some research.
If you have some research data, you've written a book, you have some white papers or something of that nature, because it keeps you in people's mind. Remember, I talked about the out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. So a lot of times people think about me based upon the topics that I talk about all the time. Yeah. And they'll call me. I got an email the other day. It's like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. And I had not spoken to this person in a couple of years. But because a topic came up, they've seen me on the show, and I'm always on. I always have a lot of I trend all the time. So and that's how it came up. So it's really, really important, guys. Even if you can't afford a marketing budget, utilize what's out there that is free, and maximize that. There's one person out there right now that is killing it. That's Cosette White. She came on the show a couple of times. Yeah. Cosette is on fire. Really? And she uses that internet like she's gotten all kinds of speaking engagements. She's flying all over the country, so it's all over television, because she started when they did the tax reform. She was all over that.
Oh, that's great.
She was all over that, how that was going to affect, and so she was newsjacking. That's a good point. On top of that, she's made herself very visible. She's putting up pictures and that kind of stuff, and that's important for business. So some of the trends, how to identify marketing trends for long-term business planning. So things that you don't have to always starting from the beginning. So one of the suggestions was trends tend to be heavily influenced by consumers' habits and behaviors. And by carrying out the following type of industry trend analysis, you'll be able to determine the moves that could have a direct impact on your overall business performance. So one of them is keep track of industry influencers and publications. So as a busy entrepreneur, we're always busy. So you don't always have time or headspace to be able to read every interesting thought leadership article. So social media is powerful. Keep track of it, of your industry influencers and their points of view, and they will ensure that you remain part of that conversation. So Twitter is good for that. There are a lot of influencers on Twitter, and some Facebook as well. But I think you get a broader marketplace when you say on Twitter
and Instagram, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how about on YouTube? Does that work? If you see something, that you can respond to?
Well, I get mine's. I go to YouTube after I've seen it somewhere else. Like if I've seen it in a publication or I've seen it on...
And that's what usually happens. Those smaller social media platforms put you to the YouTube.
Yeah, because then you go to see how it's done.
What they're doing.
Right. Okay. So if I'm on LinkedIn, which is, business. So for you specifically, you need to really be posting and making
I've done a few posts over the last week.
So, but then when you're reading through everybody else's and following them, they may come up with certain things that might be pertinent to your business. Yeah. So, but they may not, they're blogs. So they're not going into specific details, but they may hyperlink them. Then if they're telling me, like how to be proficient at WordPress, then I'll go over to YouTube and watch a video because it's more for how-tos and information and news and that kind of stuff. So that's how you kind of use them. They work hand in hand.
Crystal. It's very good information.
And Twitter, there's a lot of chatter. That's what it's for, is chatter. But in that chatter, you might hear somebody, if they get on a tangent, then they might disperse some real powerful information out there, and then you have to go to the next level to get that. Then the next one is absorb up-to-date industry research and trend reports like a sponge. So like that we just read. Yeah. So I go in. That's part of my Monday ritual. I look at Google. I get news notifications, and so the blogs populate, and then there's certain, based upon my history and my behavior online, it knows exactly what I'm looking at, and so it will pull in articles that are specifically for what I've been searching for.
That's cool.
So, and then there are others. You can just do a Google search that will populate and give you your industry. Everyone should know exactly what's going on in the industry, where it's about to go, what's the changes that's going to be happening, what environmental stuff might affect your business, so that you'll be prepared for it before it gets there.
Right.
So, when they're like right now, we're heading toward a crash. But yesterday or 2 days ago, they decided that they will not increase the interest rates to stabilize everything.
But that's temporary.
It's very temporary. So in the meantime, what that means to me, or that tells me, is I got a little breathing room, but I need to be ramping up. I need to be doing whatever I'm going to do in that time frame, but I need to still not just rely on them telling me that. I need to go do my research and see how that applies to my
your
business.
Own due diligence.
Exactly.
Right? And everybody's business is affected if something drastic happens from a federal level.
No doubt.
We have some insulation because we're in California, but just look at when the government shut down. So the trickle effect was, at first, it's after the holidays. People were like, okay, a couple more days is no problem. Then it moved into a week. Then it moved into 3 weeks. And then when it moved into that fourth and fifth week, now the trickle down is we got people working without pay.
Checks,
Not just that, people were stuck in the United States and couldn't leave.
They couldn't leave.
They were I have a friend who was asked to leave. They would not renew her green card. So now she had to leave. But she couldn't leave because they shut down something and she couldn't, something else happened.
The TSA.
Yeah, she couldn't get out.
Yeah.
And then so then she quit her job to move back to Japan, and she's been stuck here, still stuck here.
Right now?
Yes.
Wow.
Still
because
stuck
that's
here.
all the government. Because anybody that you were going to do anything is, and really the reason that he had to lift it was because from the one, you had air traffic controllers working without pay. And so that's dangerous.
Right.
And TSA workers working out pay. And I know how I feel when I don't get paid.
Yeah.
And if I'm really working for somebody, I really got an attitude if you're not paying me. Yeah. So I'm not doing the best job for you. Yeah. So it became a danger.
Yeah, so she's stuck here because she can't leave, and she can't get a job because she ain't got no green card. Can't leave, can't get a job.
Oh, wow.
So in essence, she's homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep on the fence couch. Now she's waiting for them. So they're so behind from being shut down, she doesn't know when she's going to receive her paperwork.
Right, exactly.
Ridiculous.
It is. The next thing is, and I think this is important, I go and look all the time at this, the digital tools, there's analytical documentation that is there. You really need to know Facebook. If you're doing Facebook ads, you can go and see how many people it's reaching. So I did a little analytical. We actually touched 70,000 people in the last 3 months.
Same thing with Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram business account, you need to change it because you can see when your people who are following you are online the most, who are looking at your stuff the most, you know the right times to post, all that stuff on all of the social media platforms. So it's important to know.
And it tells you where it's coming from. It tells you whether external, if it's coming from other social media outlets, or is it coming from the particular platform you're actually doing the analytics. So the analytics is really, really important.
Let me ask you this question, Crystal, because I know you boost a lot on Facebook. When I boost, I may get six interests or 6 responses, which is, or it may reach 6 people. You see what I'm saying? So I don't get it. I don't understand it.
So did you go in and do your demographics?
Yeah, I did that.
Are they too broad? Too broad?
Well, I started out with the 18 to 65 because that's what we see on our show. But then I went in and I said, I want to do like 30 to 65 and see how that works.
So the secret to Facebook boosting and Facebook ads is more pictures, less words. So if it's got too many words, and I mean almost hardly no words, the picture almost has to tell the story.
Right.
Then you'll get more traction. So your video should get traction because it's movement.
Yeah.
People are they don't have time to read.
Right.
I mean, some nerdy people like me and myself, we like to read. But from a boosting standpoint, sometimes it'll tell you that it might not reach as many people. Right. So, and then the likes and interests. And you can set it up. You can have, like, I got a list of criteria that I use depending on what I'm marketing. So it could be all business. It could be construction people. You can actually, it can become very finite.
Okay.
But you got to kind of narrow it in, and the less pictures.
Yeah.
The
less
more
words.
The less words. Yeah, the more pictures, the less words, the more it will send it out there to do it. There was and I got something the other day on how to set up the perfect Facebook ad.
Yeah. I think I had a picture.
You got an email of that? Send it to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I had a picture in there the last time, but 6 people. I'm going.
Yeah,
6?
that's small.
And then I paid like $20. I'm going.
And start with 5 or 2.
Yeah.
Have a budget no more. My budget is usually no more than $50 for the whole month.
And sometimes the way they word it, you don't even know what the heck they're talking about in terms of your budget. You see what I mean?
Well, there's a couple other questions come after it. So go with your first one.
Okay.
And then set it, it'll give you smaller numbers, but say $5 just to get the feel.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I think Don might agree with this is that the more you do it, the more it populates.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you're new to it, you might not get a lot. Okay. And there's others that I've had. I've boosted some flyers for workshops.
Because remember, the company is trying to make money, so they're only allowing you to boost and reach so many folks. And based on your, I guess, the
algorithms.
Yeah, or as often as you do it, they'll open it up to you more and more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I think I boosted the show twice before, right? And first time we got like 15,000 people, which was great. Then the next time it was probably like 500.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. They start fizzling.
Oh, yeah.
Down to 6.
Yeah, down to 6. And I'm going, what the heck?
No, the insights on an average we're doing, if I boost a show, I usually get about 4,000 to 5,000 people.
4,000 to 5,000?
Well, actually, this one was 41,000 when Cassie was on the show for coding. Yeah. And the hashtags makes a difference. So I had hashtag girls code 2. Coding the future, and then we got about 41,000 for that ad for that one. Elvira got about 36,000 views.
What did you title it?
I entitled it. I just Hollywood Publicist, and so Hollywood is a word by itself. And I boosted that for both of those for $12. That was the max. So I think it is a little secret to it.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, so you have to kind of...
Are you boosting the whole show?
No, just excerpts from the show.
Yeah.
How many excerpts at one? That was just one excerpt on Elvira?
Elvira's, I think hers was, I edited it down to about 12 minutes. So, but it was enough to get a real feel for who she was. And then on Cassie, I got Cassie's so fun and had such a bubbly personality.
Can you send me the Cassie and the Elvira or tag me in it?
Yeah, because after that last one that I did for 6 people, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore.
Oh, no, it requires... It requires some repetitive, but go with just $5.
Okay.
They're not gonna pull the money into the end of the month.
Oh, okay, because they jacked me 20, man. I'm going, what? I should turn off my credit card.
But what you did was you probably did the first one, and then they come back with. There's another screen that pops up after. Yeah. They say, do you want to add on an additional whatever? Yeah. No, you go with the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a little secret to it. I actually did some YouTube. Yeah. I went to YouTube to learn how to do that properly. Oh. And then once you publish with them and you boost on a regular basis, now they open up their criteria a little bit so that they allow you much more leeway. Yeah. But when it's only a 1 or 2 time, no, you got to stay within this dude. And I'm going to show you, you're going to get 6 people.
B-class level, so you end up with 6 people like me.
Right. So the other one is, and I think this is big, listen to your customers. It pays to talk to your customers because they're the ones putting the food on your table, and you got to satisfy them. Right. So you really need to have conversation with them. Even when I do a workshop, I sit and I listen to them talk to each other. And then I utilize that in my conversations with them. And then afterwards, if they've called me with a question or whatever, then I address it so everybody can hear it. But then they feel like I'm really listening to them. It's so important because if you build your business, the foundation of your business is built on word of mouth, then that's because those individuals are going out and talking to them. So case in point, when Kelly came to the show, so Kelly afterwards, she says, I have heard so much about you. And I'm thinking it came from you. Yeah. She goes, no, it didn't come from him.
Right.
She goes, everyone I told that I was going to be on the show, they're like, Christo? And she said, you're like a god out there. I'm like, no, I'm not a god. But there are a lot of people that know me, and I've been doing this for a long time, so I've kind of made a mark on my territory anyway. Yeah. And but I've listened to my people, so there's a few clients that I fired them; they didn't fire me just because we just weren't on the same page. Yeah. But even those, the way I did it, they've even come back. Some of them come back, or they'll refer other people, and that's the important part. So listening to your clients, people, are really, really important. Have a chit-chat. If you're not one to pick up the phone or you don't go out to events, then do quantitative surveys. But get some feedback from your people on what's going on. You get that all the time, right? When people tell you why they come back. Because, you got to like the person to keep going back for working out. And they got to feel comfortable. They got to feel that you're hearing them, especially when you work with a trainer. Yeah. Because sometimes I have been my reservation for trainers because sometimes they just have a one-size-meet-all.
Would you like your trainer?
I absolutely love my trainer.
Okay.
but there's been some one size I've run across in the past, some one size fit all trainers, and everybody's body's different, everybody's workout is different, and so you got to listen to them. And then the other thing, and probably the most important thing, is your competitors. You got to know who they are, and you have to observe their businesses. You have to go to their websites. Yeah. You got to go to their Facebook and their social media to see what's happening. If you guys are selling the same product, then you need to know how don't copy their campaign, but do something else because their goal is to get your clients.
Oh, yeah.
And especially for those of us that are in consulting businesses.
Yes.
Because, somebody will snatch. You've had that issue. And then they downgrade you and they talk about you so that the people won't come to you. So, but if you're always engaging with your client and understanding what the competition is, and also letting them understand, I was telling my sister, she's in real estate, so that's a highly, highly, highly competitive space, right? So I was telling her, you have a real knack with a certain demographic, and you are so patient. I mean, I've seen her when she sold a house. I've seen her pull up carpet. I've seen her go tear down, clean up the backyard and clean up so it's presentable. Realtors don't normally do that. Right. They hire somebody to come in, but if they don't have a lot of money, then she goes in and she gets down into the nitty gritty with them to help them out. And that's a special. That's
very valuable.
Yeah. So we call her, a boutique. That's that boutique services. I like that. Because you're going above and beyond, and you need to let people know. That's the kind of business that you're running.
Well, one thing I want to add to this real quickly before we wrap it up is the fact that we should also try to link with other entities or other folks who have a big following. And if we can share our information with that population or those followers, it will be great. So let's say, for example, Dawn has 500,000 followers. That would be a good space to team up with because then now, and you only have 15,000, she has 500,000, now you're exposed to a bigger marketplace.
Oh, absolutely. So, that's what I do with my client, Kim.
Yeah.
She has about 500,000. Yeah. Not a million.
Without you even doing a lot of extra heavy lifting. So that really does help, and that's part of that influencer stuff, right? Even Armin talks about when we're talking about driving traffic for your digital, for your blog, is to reach out to other bloggers that are kind of in the perimeters of your space and remark and comment on theirs, and it's almost like it's a protocol to follow. You follow them, then it's almost protocol for them to follow you. So, and that's important. And even like when we're doing the show right now, reaching out, like I'll go on while we're doing this. I've shared it to all my other platforms while your Facebook Live is going on, or tapping into your Instagram, because it's in the moment. People are responsive in the moment, and that's how it needs to be. But we have to be diligent in using all the resources and tools. Well, I think, Crystal, I think you presented a lot of great resources today. Some of them, some of us never heard of before, but it's very helpful. And I think we're going to keep tapping into that. I wanted to let you know that I did register with the G Suite yesterday. Oh, did it work? So it finally worked. Now I need to call the Bluehost people so they can do the Amex connection. And then once you get that, you'll be all right. But then I created some accounts, and you were one of them. I don't know if you saw the email that came through. No, I didn't. So, I probably did, but So I sent email to about 10 folks. Oh, okay. Where they're connected to the Buchanan group. Oh, okay. So, we can start sending things out of there, so it looks like we have a united front. Okay, that's fine. And then I'll and then when you tag me and it goes in. Yeah. Wow, we done gone through 2 hours. Well, I think we covered some valuable stuff. So, the 2 hours. I think so. We talked about business and how we need to grow our businesses. Yeah. We talked about marketing. Yeah. We talked about reparations. Before you got here, I made a suggestion for everybody that reparations should be $100,000, 100,000 shares of stock from all the companies that were built based upon slavery. Yeah. So that means, Wells Fargo, all of those big money people. That's what I think. And I agree with you. You agree with me? Yes. So quickly, guys, save the dates. Edison, we're having our Edison series, our Supplier Diversity and Development Edge Program Workshop Series. The first one is Branding and Designing for a Competitive Edge. One of your associates is teaching it. What's her name? Santi? Sarai Garrett. And I'll be there as well. So. Okay, so that's
Thursday, March 28th.
On the 28th.
From 8:30 a.m. to 12:30. It's free. Continental breakfast will be served, and we're at the U.S. Bank Community Room at 5760 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. Free parking, free class.
And the crossroad, just so most of you know, if most of you think like I do, you want to know cross streets to get to where you're going. So the cross street is at Slauson and Crenshaw, right there at the corner. Can't miss it. Oh, that's the only U.S. bank right there. You guys should really come to this workshop. It's about branding and marketing your business. This consultant of mine, she is really good at branding. And I think you guys will really learn a lot. You know, she's going to be talking about personas and profiles and all of those different things. Okay. It's going to be phenomenal.
Well, we're looking forward to it. So that's the first in the series. And then we have another one, April 25th, Defining and Developing Your Value Proposition. I'm surprised. That might be you.
I know. It should have been me, but
well, we haven't got anybody for that one yet, I don't think.
I haven't got a call yet.
Oh, okay.
And then, tell them you want me.
I'll try.
Urban League.
Huh?
This with the Urban League?
No. This is our Recycling Black Dollars.
Oh,
this is classes that we have to do.
Well, he said tell them you want me.
Because he's a consultant for Edison.
So he's saying to tell you, tell yourself pretty much.
I can't tell him that I want to teach.
I have to tell Edison that we'd like to have
Edison.
We have to request him. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends. Yeah. And then our third class is Effective Communications, and that's going to be May 23rd. So you can register online. Go to our Facebook page at Recycling Black Dollars. And then and for those of you that are on my email list, I've been blasting this out every week. So you probably got my email. So go in and just click the link and register. We got about 15 people registered already.
For the one for
the branding for.
That's good. That's going to be a good one. I also want, whether this goes through Edison or not, I want to do the communication one where we do personality profile.
Okay.
So let's do that with Recycling Black Dollars.
Okay, we can do a class on that.
We're going to pack the room with that one.
We can do that. You want to do it at a meeting or you want to do it separate?
You can't do it at a meeting.
Okay, so
because it's 3 hours long. So we got to do it as a workshop setting.
Okay.
Because I want them to
give me a date.
I want them to do the exercises.
Okay. Well, we can do a date and make that happen.
So usually when we do marketing, we want to do at least 6 weeks in advance so you can do your marketing and get people in. So why don't we shoot for 6 weeks from now?
6 weeks from now?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 to 6 weeks.
All right. Yeah, that would be in May.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, because May after that I go into biz camp mode and I'll be in biz camp mode for 2 weeks.
If you want to do it in a breakfast setting,
I don't think it won't. I think it should be better. We'll market it. Maybe we'll have you come in for one of the breakfasts to give them a prelude.
I want to do that.
And then they can come out for the class.
When is the next?
So we actually, I think we have an opening in April.
What date?
It's the second Tuesday of the month, the 9th. Oh. And then the next one will be in May.
Well, the 9th is good because it's a graduation. The 9th is a graduation for Vermont.
Yeah, that's what I had said.
But that's in the evening.
Yeah, this is in the morning time.
So put me on the schedule.
I will tell her.
Yeah.
All righty, guys. What's going on? Anything you got going on?
Well, we're past the 5 o'clock hour, so I don't want Poetess to kick us out. So I'll just share my information next time around.
You gotta say something.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
No, you got to say something. Just say.
I want to reach you.
Oh, okay. My phone number is 626-533-1186, or you can send me an email, Gilbert@thebuchanangroup.net. And if you have any questions about any upcoming workshops, any programs that can help you, please send me a note.
The Small Business
Paramedic.
All righty. And Ms. Dawn?
You can always reach me right here every Friday. You can reach me on social media at Dawn, D-A-W-N Strozier. Zoom on Thursday nights, and I have 2 speaking engagements coming up. What's on your plate? On the 6th of April, I'll be speaking with some dynamic women. I'm also speaking at the Diamond, the Rough event, Beautiful Inside and Out on the 6th as well. You can go to my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my Twitter page for the information. Thanks.
All righty. And Crystal Mitchell on all social media platforms. You can check me out. I'm there. So we will see you guys next week. Have a phenomenal weekend. Stay dry. I think it's supposed to rain. Stay dry and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
As a small biz pro, that's how we roll. Using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, that's how we grow. Using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.